Reviewing Billboard's 25 biggest one-hit wonders of the 21st century, Safe and Sound from Capital Cities, number 23. This song was on their first EP and their first studio album. It originally came out in 2011, but it wasn't really a hit until 2013, almost 2.5 years after it was initially released. It got to number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it was number 1 on some different airplay charts for a while. What made it kind of a sleeper hit was it was used in a commercial, and it's been used in a whole bunch of commercials since that first one, and a whole bunch of other kind of pop cultural reference things like movies and TV shows and all kinds of stuff. But it initially was done in a commercial way after it was released as a single, and that made it a huge song. It's really well known for the trumpet part that it has. I think it's cool because it's not doing the vocal melody, it's doing something else. Something The Cure does a lot with their music, which is cool. There's lots of cool tones and textures to the song. There's an octave part played during the verses and the bass that sounds really cool. Very limited lyrics. They kind of say the same things over and over again, but it hooks you in. The song is kind of as strange as a hit to me. I don't feel like it's really meant for the radio well. It makes sense like in the commercial thing. So listen to a bunch of Capital Cities music outside of this, and do I think Capital Cities is deserving of being a one-hit wonder? Yeah, I think they are. Capital Cities is a duo from LA. They've released 2 albums, and they sound like a funky Maroon 5 kind of meets Coldplay, or Neon Trees meets Wolfpack. There are horns in other songs they do. It's not a common thing. Definitely wasn't as memorable as the Safe and Sound part. They're a modern rock band, but there's electronic elements and indie elements to it. But it's too electronic and indie for like typical modern rock, and it's too modern rocky for indie and electronic music. So it's kind of their own unique thing that it doesn't really fit, I feel like, in a category real well. I feel like it makes sense that their songs are in commercials. Their songs, what I think, do really well for TikTok today as well. I think they're making music for themselves, which is pretty cool. What I mean by that, there's a lot of common things you hear in other songs, but the way they're put together is sometimes a little strange or a little different. It's like they're doing what they want their way, which is cool, but that also is hard to make hits. A lot of their earlier songs have a very similar vibe to Safe and Sound. I think the melody in Safe and Sound is what's unique and what made that one a hit. I feel like a lot of their music, if they made it for the weekend, would be really, really cool.